Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you guys showed up for today's edition of Time Attack Tuesday. I do apologize that there wasn't one last week, but as you guys may know, my internet was dead, so I couldn't do one. Anyway, so here we are, and the car that I decided to choose is actually something I've wanted to do for a while, and considering how well the last car we took was rear-wheel drive Alfa, considering how well that did, I wanted to see if we could maybe come up with something that might challenge it. The Alphas put up a monstrously fast lap time around Nürburgring, and it was just, I was completely blown away. So what I wanted to do was take another really light sport car, hairdresser car really, if you really want to think about it, but so I wanted to take a really light sports car, front engine, rear wheel drive, and see if we could possibly, very, very possibly beat the unstoppable Alfa. The Alfa was just so planted, and I figured what better car to do than the 2005 MX-5. Now, I thought I owned this car originally, but apparently I didn't. So I bought it and I built it. And I don't know, and I figured this would be a good car to go attack Nürburgring, and really just to see kind of how planted this thing is. Now, much like the Alfa, it is unfortunately a convertible, which means it's not very rigid, which is why we have the ugly roll cage behind the rear seats, maybe to help out with the rigidity just a little bit. However, like I said, this is a very light sports car, so we're just gonna kind of see what happens. And I have high hopes for this car. These cars are amazing. They make wonderful race cars. They make wonderful drift cars. You can pretty much do whatever you want to with them. And with that being said, I think what we're going to do is, or I guess what I'm going to do is show you the footage of me actually building the car. I threw on the paint scheme after I built the car, which is what we're looking at now. This is actually the final product. But anyway, enough with the boring shit. Let's get on with the build, and I will talk you guys through that. Alright, so like I said, this was before I actually threw on the paint scheme, so don't be surprised if it's just white, because this was before it, obviously. Now, this car was a D-Class car, so we didn't have as much room in terms of upgrades as we did with the Alfa, but I think we're going to be alright. And what I wanted to do was kind of take a different route. If you guys don't know the rules of the series, you can't have anything better than sports tires. And it also has to be a B-Class car. So most of the time on all of the other cars I've built, I've put sport tires on. So what I wanted to do is kind of change that a little bit and put street tires on this car, and essentially see if we can put in as much power as we possibly could. Because the thing that the Alfa really lacked, and really hurt the lap time, it could have been so much faster, was straight line speed. So what I wanted to do is see if we can possibly manipulate this car just enough so that we can catch the Alfa on the straightaway. Now, the Alfa was 9 seconds faster than the previous leader, which was 1994, I think, R33 Skyline, which was the first car that we ever took out. And it beat the Skyline by 9 seconds. So that's a pretty massive difference. So what I'm just trying to do is I want to do what I can to give the car some straight line speed, some really, really good acceleration, because I really do think that this car will be just fine throughout the corners. But I guess we're going to wait until we get to the racetrack to find out. So I'm not going to do much in terms of weight reduction, because this thing is already so light, and I don't really want to make it any twitchier than I fear it might be, especially on corner exit. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first stage of that, and we are also going to throw in a V8. Oh, we can put a rotor in this thing? I was not aware we could put one of the rotary engines. But yeah, we're going to put in a V8, and I know some of you guys may or may not like that, but come on, it's a V8 Miata. You can't hate on a V8 Miata, alright? It's just so flipping cool. Now, so obviously, like I said, it has to stay within B-Class, and this has already got 300 something horsepower, so we can't do too much to the engine upgrades. As you can see, it's already at 598, which is just 2 PI points lower than the maximum. And this car was definitely a bitch to get maxed out in the PI performance range. And I was just gonna do something kind of cheeky and throw on some rims, but I really didn't like those, especially because I already knew what I wanted to do with the paint scheme. So I did not throw those on there. I think I found some really cool. Were they Fisk? Fisk? Is that how you say it? Yeah, I think there were some 5-spoke Fisk rims that I eventually ended up putting on the car. Yeah, it was FM10s, I believe, or it might have been the Profile 5s. I don't. Yeah, it was Profile 5s. Okay, I quite like these rims. I'm in love with these rims. And as you guys can see, we're obviously up at 601. So what we're going to do is increase the rim size because that adds weight. Try to get some things down, which obviously that didn't do it. Son of a bitch. Okay, so we got to go take something off. I don't know exactly what. We're going to take off the flywheel maybe a little bit, but that drops us 2 PI. That's just, oh my god, why? Why is this so hard? Maybe if we can do something. Nope, I want to do the drive line. Thank you. Maybe if we can take the drive line out, 1 or 2 of the drive line. There we go. Okay, cool. So we finally got this thing optimized for B class, and I think it's just ready to go to the racetrack. It's making 338 horsepower with 360 something foot-pounds of torque. But there is a lot of weight on the front end, and that might actually harm us on corner entry. So, with that being said, with that being the build, I will see you guys on the burger. Alright, so here we are. I just got done throwing on a little bit of a test tune just to kind of see what happens. And oh, listen to that. Oh, it sounds so damn good. So let's get underway. Let's get through this first corner. Now, I do fear, like I said, with all that weight in the front end of this car, which is already really twitchy as it is, I'm afraid that the brakes might just be kind of a little touchy. But, we're going to worry about that whenever we obviously start and inevitably start stepping out a little bit. So you guys want to take this corner a little bit easy. Like I said, the front end, I don't want to upset the rear end by overloading the front end with the brakes. So we kind of took that a little easy. And as of right now, the car is actually doing alright. It's not as unpredictable as I expected. Now, mind you, it took me a while to get a clean lap here. And if you guys aren't new to the series, I always want to give you guys a clean lap so that we have something to compare it to when it comes to the other times. Which, speaking of times, I really need to start keeping up with that because I don't exactly remember all of the lap times. Going up Fluke Plus, going over this double apex right-hand corner. Handled that really well. Stayed in the 5th gear, mainly to limit wheel spin. You guys will see throughout this lap that we are going to short shift every now and then, just so that we don't catch the car in a bad angle with the wheels already spinning up, considering this is rear-wheel drive with quite a bit of torque with such little weight. Now, this is a very tricky corner, especially if you guys get kind of sidetracked like I was. I was actually looking at my phone at that moment I was looking at my phone. Okay, my phone when Facebook was going off. Okay, I'm sorry. Priorities, man. But we actually got the car slowed down just in time for both of those corners. Coming down the foxhole, you got to be really careful right here. Now, one thing I have noticed is that this car is actually the first to start bottoming out. So just be really careful on the brakes when you're going uphill, especially. Lock the brakes up just a little bit right there. But nothing too bad, nothing that we can't handle. Make sure you brake in a straight line for this left-hand corner. That's a really easy corner to get kind of stepped out on. And it has a tendency to throw cars into the wall. But as you guys can see, this thing is really quick in a straight line. The Alfa topped out at about 155, and I believe we eventually got this thing up into the 160s once we got towards the back end of the straightaway. But we will cross that when we get there because we are obviously a long ways away. Now, this is a really fun part of the racetrack, and I'm kind of pushing the car's limits right here. But, it's like I said, you got to go big or go home, man. And like I said, I want to beat the Alfa. The Alfa was just insanely quick, and I am not an Alfa fan. So I'm going to do whatever I can within my power to dethrone that ugly car. I think it was the Spider. Yeah, it was the convertible Spider from the 70s or 80s. I don't remember. It was ugly, and I was completely shocked with how well it drove. But I think that's the last time I give my controller to my friend to pick a car for me. However, we got through that section nice and clean. This is another really hard corner to get just right. It's really deceptive. Make sure you guys are getting the brake early enough just so that you guys can slow down in time. Like I said, that wall likes to eat cars. But looks like we did just fine right there. Get out of the grass, thank you very much. You are not a rally car. You would make it one hell of a rally car. But man, look at that sunshine. Isn't it so pretty? And use a little bit of the curb right there. And this is a fun corner. Go a little wide. Make sure you get that late apex. That way you get a straight run right there. We did just fine. I was actually really amazed with how this car took that. A lot of cars, especially whenever you get to these short wheelbase light sports cars, a lot of them are very, very twitchy coming off of that right-hand section. But this car stayed planted. So I am so far enjoying this car. Again, with the sunshine, it's just so gorgeous. I get distracted constantly because I'm looking at the hillside coming through the mine right here. Oh, getting on the guardrail. Not guardrail, but getting on some kind of graded rail right there. Oh, I get slowed down just enough. Really fast corner. We took that way faster than the Alfa did. So far, we are looking good. I think we are on point for beating the Alfa's time. This car is just in the grass. Okay, we did kind of get in the grass right there. I had to take some evasive actions with my footing, so I could keep the car stable. But did not look like it was anything we could not handle. But here we are to the carousel. This is such a tricky corner. So hard to get right. You can throw it in, essentially drive it with the gas. Don't make any major corrections with the steering wheel. We did just fine. Absolutely. I think we took that perfect. And that is always what we want. Get a straight shot up here, getting to the probably one of the more arithmetic sections of the racetrack. This is more so the uphill part. Make sure you break in a straight line, get that curb, bring the right-hand side over onto that curb right there so you guys can get the car rotated just enough so you guys can get around that corner. And it looks like we did all right. Now, these next three corners is right, left, and then right again. This is probably my favorite part of the racetrack. Got a little wide right there, over-testing the car, over-pushing it. And we got a little bit of a four-wheel drift going on. Eat the curb right there. Looks like we did just fine on the exit of it. That was a really sloppy entry, however. But I think we are doing fine. I don't think we lost too much time. And if we did, oh, well, there's nothing we can do about that right now. Really easy right here. This is a really easy corner to overshoot, mainly because it's downhill, and it's really hard to get the car to slow down after you have all of the momentum built up from the previous rhythm section. But it's doing all right. That's a massive curb bank right there. Probably should not be over there. But, oh well, we are. Again, take a really wide entry right there so you guys can get the shallow exit, so you can get a straight exit, straight shot down here. Now, this next corner, this right-hand corner, is really giving me a couple of fits, man. I think I got here about 4 or 5 times and spun it off course. Make sure I get slowed down just enough, feed the gas just a little bit so it doesn't lose any traction. And, okay, whew, okay, thank God. We got it through. Like I said, that was, well, we're on 2 wheels. That was not planned. This car should not be on 2 wheels. This is not a motorcycle. This game would be really cool with motorcycles, man. I don't know if Turn 10 would be able to incorporate that ever, but it would be really, really cool if they could. I would love to be throwing around an old like chopper or something around the Nürburgring just for the fucking hell of it, man. Coming to the second carousel right here, I think, yeah, we did kind of overshoot it just a little bit. We could have cleaned that up just a little bit. Probably should have backed up off the brakes and gotten the brakes just a tiny bit sooner. But oh well. Now, if you guys don't know, this is a very important part of the racetrack. If you guys do not get a straight shot here, you can really harm your straight line speed. And we did just fine. Now, this is what I built the Miata for, right here. Like I said, the Alfa only got up to about 155-ish miles an hour. And I wanted to see if we could get a car that could beat this thing, or beat that thing in a straight line. Look at that pretty, oh, sunshine reflections, solar flares. Oh, so pretty. But as you guys can see, we have in fact beat the Alfa. We are going 162 miles an hour, 161, excuse me, miles an hour. Now the Alfa only tops out at about 154, 155. So that is good. We are going faster than the Alfa, and we got there a little bit quicker than the Alfa did. Coming to the final section, throw it in really hard. Oh, tested my luck right there. Got the curb just a little bit, nothing too bad, but did not upset the balance of the car. Last few corners right here, I want to make sure I keep the car straight and stable. Do not want to lose a slap time, and I think we are on a roll. Are we going to beat it? Yes, we are. We beat the Alfa. Mission fucking accomplished, guys. Holy Christ. That was a gnarly, gnarly lap. That took a lot of concentration to keep this car pointing straight. You guys probably couldn't tell, but this was really, really easy to get stepping out. especially on the curbs and on corner exit. But I think we did just fine. Take a little bit of a breather right here. Catch my breath. That was insane, but I am more than happy. We beat the Alpha, I believe, by like 4 or 5 seconds, throwing a little bit into a drift. Get that transition right there. Yes, please. But yeah, we beat the Alpha by like 4 or 5 seconds, so I am happy. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather right here, and yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I was gonna try to get out a second video of some Horizon 2 gameplay, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Mainly because I just don't really feel like fucking with it. And so yeah, I will get that out for you guys tomorrow. I promise. I know I promised that yesterday. And yeah, so that will happen. I do promise we'll get some Horizon 2 on the channel tomorrow. But I am impressed with this car. I mean, yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a bitch to drive, especially in the first opening couple of sections with the brakes, especially because the front end, since there was so much weight there, I really wanted to overload the rear tires and take away the contact from the rear. But that's okay. That's kind of what happens when you throw in a big V8 into a Miata. I mean, come on now, logic, physics. That's just kind of science for you. That's just how it happens. That's how it works, guys. Don't argue with physics. It always wins. Oh man, but yeah, that was a very, very, very tough lap. It was nothing but straight concentration. I could not look off the road at all. I think the only time I did it, like I said, was when we were going over that left uphill crest kind of turn because I was looking at my phone like a moron. And okay, texting in Nürburgring, Facebook in Nürburgring, whatever the hell it was. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, I think that this car is going to be on top of the table for a while. I think what I'm going to try to do is go through all of my previous videos and try to write down the lap times somewhere so I can keep up to date with them. But I do know that this beat the Alpha, which is what we built it for. That's why I went with this. I was going to go with the mid-engine Lotus Elise, but I don't like Elises either, so I did not want to. If you guys want to suggest to me a car to drive for this series, I do it every Tuesday, and like I said, it has to be B-Class, and I also forgot to mention it must stay within the drivetrain. But if you guys want to suggest a car to me, please let me know. Do tell me in the comments, or you guys can follow me on Twitter or Facebook and tell me there. Those are in the description below. But yeah, tell me what kind of cars you guys want to drive. Obviously, if you guys can't tell throughout this video, I am kind of biased when it comes to vehicles. So that's the best way for me to learn to branch out a bit by you guys. So how about you guys next time? I want to drive some front wheel drive cars. So how about you guys who do watch this video? Please let me know what you guys want me to drive. Like I said, it must remain B class, so it can't be anything above that. So none of the race cars, please. And yeah, so like I said, this car is going to be on top of the line for quite a while. I know that was a massively quick lap time. But I am not going to argue with that. As always, the tune is up for download. I actually did not forget to do that before I did this video today. So as you guys are watching this, if you guys want to go out and download this tune, try to beat my lap time, let me know if you guys do, because I will be thoroughly impressed if you guys can. And yeah, so it is available for download as always. So is the paint scheme. I have to do a couple of things to it, but I highly doubt you guys are going to be interested in a paint scheme with my name slapped on the side of it. However, if you guys did enjoy this video, slap the shit out of the like button, please. That's how I know that you guys enjoy these videos. And if you guys are new, and if you guys want to check out some of the older videos, please do so. Give me some comments, give me some feedback, whatever you guys want to tell me. That would be much appreciated. And as always, stay sideways and subscribe. I will see you guys, I promise, tomorrow with some Horizon 2. Peace.